Hey guys, what is going on? I hope you all are doing well today. Elliot here and welcome back to The Fragrance Well. So, not too long ago, my wife was looking through my fragrance catalog, should I say my video catalog, and was looking at office scents in particular due to a certain situation that happened. And she said, I see you have an office fragrance summer edition. I don't see one for fall or autumn or winter or spring, so there you go, you should just do those videos. I told her I've actually done quite a few office fragrance videos, and I probably did do one for autumn, but I didn't say explicitly that it was. But if I did, it doesn't mean we can't do another one, so that's what we're gonna do today. This is gonna be an office scents video focusing on autumn style fragrances. Now, let me get my disclaimers out the way. You can wear whatever you want to the office or wherever you call work, even if it's not a traditional office environment. Wear what you want. The main thing is, depending on what the work environment is, just make sure you manage the sprays correctly. Now, for these, I am specifically talking about people that work indoors in at least somewhat close proximity to other people. So you don't want your fragrance to choke them out. I'm not even the type of guy to say you can't wear a particular fragrance to the office. I would label something as not office safe, but if you want to wear it there, wear it. Again, it's the same thing. Just control the sprays. If you know this is something that might rub people the wrong way based on the type of fragrance that it is, you can wear it there, just don't spray the crap out of it. With all that being said, I do think that these fragrances do have fall or autumn characteristics in terms of their scent profile as far as we would consider it here in North America. And also, none of these fragrances are not office safe. They are at least at a minimum going to be somewhat office safe. But enough of all that, let's go ahead and get into the video. So before we get started, as always, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and please hit that bell icon and enable notifications so you can be notified when I upload new videos. Let's get into it. Okay, first one is coming from Ormond Jane. This is going to be Montabaco Intensivo. Ormond Jane Montabaco Intensivo. So this fragrance is office safe, 100% office safe. I'm gonna actually mention that on every fragrance, the level of safeness that it has. But this one's office safe. What you're gonna get from this primarily is gonna be cooling notes, think juniper-like notes and things that have that quality to it. Clean tobacco, tea, and cedarwood, kind of the primary stuff you get from this scent. I think any man can rock this. This is one of those fragrances where I know realistically not every man can own one fragrance, but if you're in a certain age range, I would say 30 and up, any man can use this fragrance, especially for work. Overall, it does have autumn-like qualities, primarily with that tobacco. You can wear this outside of the autumn season for sure, but it does carry a little bit of weight to it, and either way, it works great for the autumn and is a really good office fragrance in my opinion. So, once again from Ormond Jane, this is Montabaco Intensivo. Moving on to the next one, and it's coming from Wilhelm Parfumerie. This is gonna be Morning Chess. Wilhelm Parfumerie Morning Chess. Now, many would say this is an Aventus style fragrance. I would say that there is a note of bergamot in this that does make you think of Ventus. I think it's used in a very similar way, but this is a green and leather fragrance. I would say leathery more than anything. So that green nature and that combination of galbanum and leather, the galbanum is what's adding the bitter and kind of spicy green touch to this fragrance, mixing with some leather. That's why I say this one can definitely work as an autumn fragrance. This is certainly office safe. It is pleasant to the nose in my opinion. I don't think this one would really offend anybody unless you just go nuts with the sprays, because there is a little bit of a brightness to this scent that may maybe trigger some people's allergies. So I don't think you just want to go crazy with this. And I think the fragrance does kind of do its thing on its own without you having to overspray it. But yeah, that leatheriness that this has is not like animalic leather. It's not overly smoky or anything like that, but it is a deep leather. It's not a super soft leather, and I think this would make a really good office autumn based option, if you will. So once again, from Wilhelm Parfumerie, this is Morning Chess. All right, next one is coming from Mind Games. This is gonna be Scholar's Mate. Mind Games Scholar's Mate. So this one here I would say is somewhat office safe. Again, nothing on here is overly challenging in my opinion, but this one here does have some bite to it. It does have a little bit of an edge to it, so that's why I would say it is somewhat office safe. if you're sitting, you know, maybe super close to people when you're at work and they find this to be off-putting, that's why I would say, you know, it could be somewhat office safe. But this one here, think of Santal 33, but with a lot more character to it, a lot more bite, a lot more grit. So it uses sandalwood and cedarwood, but also uses a very smoky vetiver, has a note of pimento, so that adds a lot to that spiciness that this fragrance has, that edge that it has. But it has some really nice note of fig milk, if you will, that kind of adds a further creamy element to the scent to kind of balance it out a little bit. Really good stuff here. I thoroughly enjoy this scent. Definitely with that smokiness and woodiness that the fragrance has, that's what definitely makes it a really good autumn fragrance option. But I do think you can wear this to the office. This fragrance may work for a certain type of office environment. You kind of have to get your nose on it to use that kind of discretion. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily for everybody, but I do think this can make a really good office scent if you want something with a little bit more edge to it and not just too safe, if you will. Once again, from Mind Games, this is Scholar's Mate. All right, the next one is coming from Jazada. This is gonna be Ambassador. Jazada Ambassador. 100% office safe and also work husband kind of scent. Be careful with this one. You might get into some trouble if you're not too careful. Anyway, this fragrance here is fruity, it's spicy, it's woody, it is fresh. You could think of it like a fruity version of Sauvage, but actually, in my opinion, a lot smoother than Sauvage is. I'm not saying it's, you know, like a Sauvage dupe or anything like that, but I do think it took some inspiration from it. But it does add some fruity notes to give it a little bit of a difference, but it has the lavender, has the spicy element. I don't know if there's ambroxan explicitly in this, but it has that ambroxan-like quality to it. Super easy to wear. You probably will get compliments with this unless you're the guy that nobody likes at the office or something like that. But yeah, it's safe. It does, for me, even though you can wear this scent year-round, does lend a little bit more towards autumn in my opinion. I said that when I first did a first impressions on this fragrance, and I still stand by that. So this one here, yes, can be a really good office fragrance choice and does kind of lean towards that autumn style fragrance category. Once again, from Jazada, this is Ambassador. All right, moving on, we got one from the house of Issey Miyake, and this is going to be Nuit DC Parfum. Issey Miyake Nuit DC Parfum. All right, so this one's office safe. Yeah, I would say it's office safe. It's just leaning in a slightly different direction. It's a little bit more mature overall. We're circling back to a leather fragrance here. So this one is leather, but is an easy to wear leather. Again, not animalic, not smoky overall. It's leather and vanilla, spicy qualities to it, a little bit of a spicy citrus characteristic to it. There might be some ginger or some grapefruit or something like that, kind of giving that quality. But yeah, an easy to wear, warm leather fragrance. So that's what gives it the autumn-like qualities to it. And it does have almost a slight barbershop vibe kind of smell to it, a little bit of a cleanliness to it. So that's why I think it is definitely office safe. And yeah, again, just the fragrance profile, if you will, with that leather and that vanilla kind of being the star of this fragrance. That's what gives it that autumn characteristic. So once again, from Issey Miyake, this is Nuit DC Parfum. All right, we're gonna move on to one from Cartier, and it's gonna be Pasha de Cartier Parfum. Cartier Pasha de Cartier Parfum. Office safe approved, easily, no problem there. This one is going to be more ambery, balsamic, sweet and gooey, really making good use of benzoin and sandalwood. I think there's also some patchouli in this. Has a slight boozy quality, but it's not the kind of booziness that you would say is like inappropriate for work, so to speak. Just kind of an element to the scent that makes it so awesome. And yeah, this one here, definitely autumn approved in my opinion, with the warmth that this fragrance has. It's not really a barbershop scent overall, but it kind of pays homage to it in a very modern way with a warmer characteristic. And I think there's no denying that you will smell pleasant in the office with this fragrance. Once again, from Cartier, we have got Pasha de Cartier Parfum. All right, the next one is coming from Arabian Oud, and this is going to be Arabian Knight. Arabian Oud, Arabian Knight. So this one, another one that is definitely office safe in my opinion. Definitely can work for the autumn season. What you're gonna get from this overwhelmingly is cinnamon, rose, a little bit of vanilla, some sandalwood, and a really nice opening note of lemongrass. Fortunately, that lemongrass does kind of fade away, if you will, and it's probably not the main characteristic most people are going to experience from this scent. That's just one of my personal favorite things about this fragrance. This one is warm, it is soft, it is not aggressive, but it smells luxurious, smells opulent. Really, really good stuff here. If you get a chance to check this one out, I would say do so. It is really good. Really good rose, cinnamon, and sandalwood fragrance overall. Really good for the office as well, in my opinion. So once again, from Arabian Oud, this is Arabian Knight. All right, and last but not least, got one from Amouage. This is gonna be Boundless. Amouage Boundless. So this one I would say is somewhat office safe just because it's gonna be quite different from what most people might wear to the office. So this one here, pretty much centered around the note of vanilla. Also has some ginger, fresh-like qualities in the top of the fragrance. And then the base of it is basically this culmination of woods, spices, and resins that I am going to call the Amouage Accord. It gives it an overall Oriental style vibe that honestly smells really, really pleasant. But, and also this fragrance here, not super loud, unless you just, I don't even know. This fragrance here is not really a pusher off of the skin. So, could you overspray it? Yes, but even so, I don't think you would really project in a way that might be off-putting, but I wouldn't test that theory. I could be wrong about that. But this one, while it does have some very complex characteristics to it, it has a kind of a reserved nature. I'm not saying it's weak, it's just not a fragrance that's gonna fill up a room necessarily, but the vanillic and woody and resinous aspects of this fragrance definitely put it into that autumn category, in my opinion. I think it's very classy. Again, maybe for a certain office environment, but yeah, somewhat office safe just because it's relatively different. But at the same time, I don't really think it could be off-putting, but you never know. So once again, from Amouage, this is Boundless. All right, guys, that is gonna do it for this video. Let me know down in the comments below if you like to wear office scents that are catered to, you know, whatever the current season is and autumn is coming up. Let me know what some of your favorite autumn office fragrances are. I would love to see what you guys have to say. So thanks again for watching all the way into the end. I really do appreciate you guys. Please remember to be well and smell well, and I'll see you in the next episode of The Fragrance Well. Have a good one.